Hey, wait, before you scroll past this, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever been so close to quitting something and then one small moment changed everything? Maybe it was one sentence someone said. Maybe it was one morning when you woke up and thought, okay, I am not done yet. That feeling, that tiny spark, that is what today is all about. So stay with us. This one might just be the episode that changes something for you.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Mr. English Podcast, the place where we talk about real life in easy, simple English. I'm James.
And I'm Emma, and if you are new here, oh my goodness, welcome. You picked a really good episode to start with.
You really did. Like, of all the days to find us, today was a good day.
It was, and if you have been with us before, welcome back, friend. We missed you.
We always miss our listeners. It is one of those things like, we do not know exactly who is listening, but we think about you.
We do, we really do. Okay, and before we jump in, can we just say one small thing?
Yes, please.
If you enjoy this podcast, if it helps your English even a little bit, if it makes your morning or your evening a little better, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast. Share it with someone, a friend, a classmate, a family member, anyone who is trying to learn English.
Yes, sharing is honestly one of the kindest things you can do for someone who is learning. You send them one link, and maybe it helps their whole journey.
Exactly. One share, big impact. Okay, now today's topic.
Today's topic, are you ready?
I am so ready.
Today, we are talking about something that every single person on this earth has felt at least once, maybe more than once, maybe this week,
Maybe this morning.
maybe 5 minutes ago.
Yes, we are talking about not giving up and how that one decision to keep going can genuinely change your life.
And we're keeping it simple, real, and honest today. No big fancy words, no complicated advice, just real conversations about real feelings and real life.
Because that is what Mr. English Podcast is all about. Easy English, real conversations, real connection.
Perfect. Let's go.
So, James, let me start with a question. Have you ever wanted to quit something?
Oh, Emma, have I ever wanted to quit something? Let me think. Yes, many, many times.
Okay, same. I feel better already.
I think most people have this picture in their head, right? Like, people who succeed, people who do well, they never think about quitting. They wake up every morning excited and confident and ready.
Oh, yes, like they open their eyes and immediately smile at the ceiling.
Exactly. Good morning, ceiling. I am ready to be amazing today.
Yes, but real life is so different from that picture.
So different. Real life is more like alarm goes off, you turn it off, you look at the ceiling, and you think, do I really have to do this again today?
Yes, and that feeling is so normal. It is so human, but nobody really talks about it.
Nobody does, and I think that is one of the problems, because when you feel like giving up and everyone around you looks like they are doing perfectly fine, you start to think something is wrong with you.
You start to think, maybe I'm just not strong enough. Maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe this goal was never for me.
And that thought, that quiet little thought, is one of the most dangerous things, because it sounds so calm. It's not loud. It just sits there and whispers.
Whispers, yes. It doesn't shout. It just quietly says, maybe just stop. Maybe this is too hard for you.
And, you know, I remember a time, this was maybe a few years ago, I was trying to learn something new. I won't say what, because honestly, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I was trying and it was not going well.
What happened?
Every day I would sit down and try, and every day I would feel like I understood nothing, like I was moving backwards, not forward.
Oh, that feeling. That is such a painful feeling.
It really is. And one night I just sat there and thought, okay, I think I'm done. This is clearly not for me. Some people can do this, and I'm simply not one of those people.
And what did you do?
I stopped for a few days, and you know what? At first, it felt like relief.
Really?
Yes, like, oh good, I don't have to try anymore. I don't have to feel bad about not getting it. That pressure just went away.
I understand that feeling completely. When you finally decide to quit, there's this wave of, oh, it's over. I can breathe.
Exactly. But then, after a few days, something else happened. That relief started to fade, and something quieter came in.
What was it?
It was this small, uncomfortable feeling, like something was missing, like I had left something unfinished and my brain just wouldn't let it go.
That feeling is so real. And I think that's actually the moment worth paying attention to. Because if something you quit keeps bothering you, keeps showing up in your thoughts, keeps making you feel a little bit sad when you think about it, maybe it was not the right time to quit.
Maybe you just needed a rest, not an ending.
Exactly. A rest, not an ending. That's a really important difference.
And I think people confuse those two things all the time. They're exhausted, they're frustrated, they're struggling, and they think, I need to stop. But what they actually need is to rest, to breathe, and then to try again.
Yes, stopping to rest is not the same as giving up. Taking a break is not failure. It's actually really smart.
It's self-awareness. You know yourself, you know your limits, you take care of yourself so you can come back.
And coming back is the key part. The rest is only helpful if you come back. Okay, so let me ask you. You said you stopped for a few days. Did you come back?
I did, and honestly, I'm really glad I did, because when I came back, something was a little different. I wasn't as panicked, I was calmer, and I started making small progress.
And small progress is still progress.
100%. Small progress is not nothing. Small progress is everything.
Okay, so let's talk about why it feels so hard. Because I think sometimes people feel like giving up and they don't even fully understand why. Like they know they want the goal, they know they care about it, but something still makes them want to walk away.
Yes, and I think there are a few really common reasons for this. Not complicated reasons, simple, everyday reasons that make perfect sense.
Let's talk about them.
Okay, reason number one, comparison. This one is so big.
Oh, this one, yes. Tell me everything.
So you are working on something. Let's say you were learning English. You are trying, you are showing up, you are doing the work. And then you look at someone else and they seem so much better, so much faster, so much more confident.
And suddenly your own progress feels like nothing.
Exactly. You were happy 5 minutes ago with what you learned, but then you see someone else and now it feels small.
This happens to English learners so much. Like, someone will be learning and actually making really good progress, and then they watch someone speak English so fluently and smoothly, and they think, I will never sound like that. Why am I even trying?
And the painful thing about comparison is that it almost never shows you the full picture.
Never. You see the person speaking fluently now. You do not see the years of practice. You do not see the embarrassing moments. You do not see the times they also wanted to quit.
You only see the result, not the journey. And the journey is where everything actually happened.
Comparison is like watching someone finish a race and thinking, I could never run that far. But you did not see them train for months. You did not see them fall, get up, rest, and run again.
Exactly. The finish line looks easy from the outside. The training is where the real story is.
Okay, what is reason number 2?
Reason number 2, no visible results.
Oh, yes, this one breaks so many people.
It does. Because when you start something, you expect to see results. You put in effort and you want to see something come back. But sometimes, especially at the beginning, nothing seems to change.
And this is so discouraging. Like, you are showing up every day and everything looks exactly the same. And you start to wonder, is anything I'm doing actually working?
And the honest answer is, yes, it is working, but not everything grows where you can see it.
Oh, I love that. Not everything grows where you can see it.
Think about a plant. When you put a seed in the ground and water it, you can't see anything for a while. The ground just looks like dirt, but underneath, the roots are growing. The seed is opening. Something is happening.
And then one day, a tiny green thing appears above the ground.
And you feel so happy. But that little green thing did not appear because of today's watering. It appeared because of all the days before.
All the days when it looked like nothing was happening.
Yes, progress is not always visible, but invisible progress is still progress.
And I think for English learners specifically, this is so true. You listen and read and practice for weeks, and you think, I do not feel any better. And then one day, unexpectedly, you understand something that used to be completely impossible for you.
And that moment is so good. Like, wait, I understood that? When did that happen?
It happened slowly on all the days you showed up.
Okay, and reason number 3. This one is a little more personal, maybe.
Go on.
So, fear of what other people think. This one is very quiet but very powerful.
Yes, this one lives in the background all the time for so many people.
You want to try something. Maybe you want to speak English. Maybe you want to share something. Maybe you want to start something new. But you stop yourself because you think, what will people say? What if they laugh? What if they judge me?
And so instead of trying and maybe failing in front of people, you just don't try at all.
Because not trying feels safer. If you never try, you can never be judged for trying.
But you also never grow.
Exactly. Safety and growth are very often in different rooms.
And I think this is especially true for English learners, because speaking a new language in front of people is one of the most vulnerable things you can do. You are showing that you are learning. You are showing that you do not know everything yet. And that takes real courage.
It really does. And the people who judge you for learning, those people are not worth your energy.
Not at all. Anyone who laughs at someone for trying to improve themselves, that says everything about them and nothing about you.
Perfectly said.
Okay, so we've talked about why it feels hard. Now let's talk about the good part, the things that actually help you keep going.
Yes, because this is not just a conversation about struggle. This is a conversation about not giving up. And that means we need to talk about what actually works.
And we're not going to say things like, just believe in yourself, or just stay positive, because while those things sound nice, they're not very specific.
Not specific at all. Like, okay, thank you, I will just believe. Let me go do that.
Very helpful advice. But no, we want to talk about real, small, practical things.
Thing number 1, find your why.
Yes, this is so important.
Not your big, fancy, inspiring why, not the version you'd put on a poster. Your real why, the honest one.
Like what?
Okay, so if you're learning English, maybe your why is not, I want to be fluent so I can inspire the world. Maybe your why is much simpler. I want to understand movies without subtitles. Or I want to talk to my coworker without feeling nervous. Or I want to travel and not feel lost.
Yes, simple, personal, real reasons. Those are actually more powerful than the big, dramatic ones.
Because on a hard day when you're tired and frustrated and nothing is working, the big poster why doesn't help much. But the personal, honest why, that one stays with you.
Like, I want to understand my favorite show. That is so specific and real. And on a hard day, that little thought can actually pull you forward.
Exactly. Your why is your anchor. It keeps you from floating away when things get difficult.
I like that. Your why is your anchor.
Thing number 2, celebrate small things.
Oh, this one. People underestimate this so much.
They really do, because we're taught that celebration is for big moments. You graduate, you celebrate. You finish a big project, you celebrate. You reach the final goal, you celebrate.
But what about all the steps between the beginning and the final goal?
Those steps deserve celebration too. Maybe not a big party, but at least a moment of acknowledgement.
I learned 5 new words today. That's real. That deserves a small celebration.
I understood a paragraph that I didn't understand last week. That's progress. That's worth noticing.
Because when you celebrate small things, you are training your brain to look for progress. And when you look for progress, you find it. And when you find it, you want to keep going.
It is such a simple idea, but it works so well. Your brain responds to recognition, even if you are the one recognizing yourself.
Even if you just sit quietly and think, okay, that was good. I did that. That small moment matters.
Yes. Do not wait for someone else to notice your effort. Notice it yourself.
Thing number 3, find one person who believes in you.
Oh, this is a big one.
Just one. You do not need a crowd. You do not need everyone around you to believe in your goal. You just need one person.
And honestly, that one person can change everything.
Because when you are ready to quit, when your brain is sending you all the reasons to stop, one person who says, hey, I see you trying. I see your progress. Keep going. That can be enough.
It can be everything, actually.
I think about a moment in my own life. I was going through a really difficult time. I was trying to do something and it was not going well, and I was so close to just stopping. And one of my friends, she didn't even say anything big. She just said, "I think you are stronger than you are giving yourself credit for."
That's it? Just that?
Just that. And I cried a little bit because it was exactly what I needed to hear. Not a speech, not a list of advice, just, "I see something in you that you cannot see right now."
And that's what the right person can do. They hold the belief for you when you can't hold it yourself.
Yes, and if you don't have someone like that in your life right now, find a community, a podcast community, an online group, a class, somewhere where people are trying and struggling and growing together.
Because shared struggle is so much lighter than lonely struggle.
So much lighter. Thing number 4, lower the bar. And I mean that seriously. Tell them what you mean.
Okay, so when people set goals, they often set them very high at the beginning, which is fine. Big goals are great. But on a hard day, a big goal can feel crushing.
Yes, because you look at how far you are from the big goal and it feels impossible.
So on hard days, lower the bar temporarily, not forever, just for today.
What does that look like in real life?
Okay, your big goal is to speak English fluently. Beautiful goal. But today, you're tired and frustrated and you just can't. So today, the goal is to listen to 5 minutes of English. That's it. 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes.
5 minutes is still something. 5 minutes is still showing up. 5 minutes is still better than 0.
And sometimes showing up with 5 minutes on a hard day is harder and more meaningful than showing up with an hour on an easy day.
Exactly. Because on a hard day, you had every reason to quit and you chose 5 minutes instead. That's not small. That's actually remarkable.
I love that. 5 minutes on a hard day is remarkable.
And usually what happens is you do the 5 minutes and then you think, okay, maybe just 5 more.
Yes, that's exactly what happens. The starting is the hardest part.
Always. Starting is the hardest part. Once you start, the rest usually follows.
Okay, so we've talked about the struggle, we've talked about the small things that help. Now let's talk about what changing your life actually looks like, because I think a lot of people have a picture in their head that's not quite right.
Oh yes, the movie version.
The movie version, where someone decides to change their life and then there's a really nice montage and music is playing, and in 3 minutes they're completely transformed.
And they look great and everything's perfect and everyone's impressed.
And then the movie ends and everyone is happy.
Real life is not a montage.
No, real life is very long, very detailed, sometimes very boring, and does not have good background music.
Sadly, I wish I had background music for my gay.
That would be nice. Okay, but what does real change actually look like?
Real change looks like small decisions made every single day. Not one big dramatic moment. Small decisions repeated over time.
And those small decisions add up to something big, but you can only see how big they were when you look back.
Yes, you can't always see the change while it's happening. You see it later when you look back and realize, wait, I'm not the same person I was a year ago.
I think about this with English learners a lot. Someone starts learning English, and at first, every sentence is difficult. Every word is new. They struggle to understand even simple things.
And they practice. Every day, a little bit. Some days more, some days less. Some days they miss, and then they come back.
And after some time, they're listening to a whole podcast in English, understanding jokes, laughing at the right moments.
And they might not even realize how far they've come because they're so used to their own progress.
That's such an interesting thing. You become so used to yourself that you forget to notice how much you have grown.
Which is why it's so helpful to look back sometimes. Like compare where you are now to where you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago.
Because growth is easier to see over time, not in the moment.
Exactly. In the moment, everything feels slow. When you look back, you see how fast it actually moved.
And real change also looks like failure. I want to say that clearly and honestly.
Yes, real change includes failure, many times.
Because when you're growing, when you're trying something new, when you're pushing past your comfort zone, you're going to get things wrong. That's not a sign that you are failing. That's a sign that you're actually in the process.
A person who never fails is a person who never tries anything new.
Exactly. Failure is just a part of the process. It's not the end of the story.
It's a chapter in the story, and sometimes a very important chapter, because many of the most important lessons come from the moments things didn't work.
I think about this a lot. Some of the most important things I know, I didn't learn from success. I learned from a moment that went wrong and made me stop and think.
Yes, a mistake done with awareness is actually one of the best teachers.
And real change also looks like days when you don't feel motivated, days when you just don't want to.
Oh, this is so important, because people think that to keep going, you need to always feel motivated, and when the motivation isn't there, they think, I guess today's not the day.
But motivation is a feeling, and feelings change all the time. You cannot build a consistent habit on a feeling that comes and goes.
So, what do you build it on?
You build it on a decision, a simple, quiet decision. Today, I am going to do the small thing, even if I do not feel like it.
Not a big, dramatic decision every morning, just a quiet, practical choice.
Yes, I do not feel like it today, but I made a promise to myself, so I will do something small.
And that quiet consistency, showing up when you don't want to, that is where real change is built.
Not in the exciting days, in the ordinary, slightly boring, not very glamorous days.
The unglamorous days are doing all the heavy work.
They really are. They deserve way more credit.
Okay, I want to share a story, a real situation that I saw happen right in front of me. And Emma, I've told you about this before.
You have, and I love this story. Please tell it.
So, I have this neighbor, older gentleman. He retired a few years ago. And after he retired, he decided he wanted to learn English properly, because he had always wanted to travel. He had always wanted to read books in English, and now he had time.
Okay, I love him already.
Right? So he started. He was a complete beginner. He did not know much at all. And he would sit on his porch every morning with this little notebook and he would practice, writing words, repeating sentences, sometimes talking to himself honestly.
Practicing with himself.
And his grandchildren would sometimes laugh a little, not meanly, just the way kids do. They would hear him practicing and smile, and he would just smile back and keep going.
He did not let their reaction stop him.
Not for one day. And the first few months were very slow. Very, very slow. He would mix up words. He would forget things he had already learned. He would practice something and then feel like he hadn't practiced at all.
That plateau feeling, when you feel like you're stuck in one place.
Exactly. And I remember one afternoon I saw him sitting on the porch looking kind of discouraged, and I asked him how it was going. And he said, honestly, I don't know if I'm getting better at all.
Oh, that's hard to hear.
And I said, can I ask, why did you start learning? And he thought for a moment and said, because I want to read a specific book in English. There's a book I've always wanted to read, and I want to read it myself. Not a translation, the real thing.
Oh.
And I said, okay, so keep going. He nodded, went back to his notebook.
And what happened?
About 8 or 9 months later, I saw him again, and he had this book in his hand, and he was reading it, actually reading it.
He was reading it.
He was sitting there outside on a normal afternoon reading his book in English, and I just stopped and stared for a second.
Because it was real. The thing he said he wanted, he actually got it.
He looked up and saw me staring, and he just smiled and held up the book like this.
Oh, that is such a good moment.
And what I remember most is that he didn't change his life all at once. He didn't become fluent overnight. He didn't have some big dramatic moment. He just kept going, day after day, with his notebook on his porch.
One small decision every morning.
One small decision every morning, for months. And those decisions added up to a moment where he was reading the book he always wanted to read.
That's exactly what changing your life looks like. Not a movie, not a montage, a porch, a notebook, and a lot of morning sessions.
And a really good reason to keep going.
His why was that book, and that why was enough.
More than enough.
Okay, so let's get really practical for a moment. Because maybe someone is listening right now and they're actually at that point. They're really close to giving up something, and they need something they can actually do, not just something to think about.
Yes, let's talk about that. What do you actually do in that moment?
Okay, the very first thing I would say is stop and breathe. Seriously, just stop and take one breath.
That sounds too simple.
It is simple, but simple works. Because when you're in that place of I want to quit, your thoughts are moving very fast. Everything feels urgent and final. And one breath, one pause can slow that down just enough.
Just enough to think instead of react.
Exactly. Do not quit in a fast moment. Give yourself at least one pause.
Okay, what's the second thing?
Write down what you're feeling, not what you should feel, not what sounds good, what you actually feel.
Like, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I feel like I'm not good enough.
Yes, write the honest thing, because sometimes when you write it down, you see it more clearly, and you realize, oh, this is what's happening. I'm exhausted. This is not really about giving up. This is about needing a rest.
And other times, you write it down and you realize, actually, I've been pushing myself too hard for too long, and I need to look at this differently.
Either way, writing it down helps you understand the situation better, and understanding is the first step toward doing something about it.
Third thing?
Look back. Look at where you started, not at where you want to be, at where you were.
Compare yourself to your past self, not someone else.
Exactly, because your past self is actually a very useful mirror. Past you didn't know this word. Present you does. Past you couldn't understand this sentence. Present you can. Past you was starting. Present you has come some distance.
And some distance is still distance, even if you're not at the destination yet.
Yes, you're not where you started. That matters.
Fourth thing?
Do one tiny thing, not a big thing, the tiniest version of the thing you're trying to do.
Like the 5-minute idea.
Exactly like the 5-minute idea. Because doing something, even the smallest something, keeps the connection alive. It keeps you in the game. It keeps the door open.
And sometimes opening the door is enough. You open it and then you walk through.
And fifth, remind yourself that you're not in a race. This one is something I have to remind myself of all the time.
Same. Actually, same.
Because we live in a world that's always showing us how fast everything should happen. Fast results, quick transformation, 30-day challenges, 10 steps to success.
And it creates this feeling that if it's taking a long time, something is wrong.
But some things just take time. Good things, in fact, often take time. And there is nothing wrong with being somewhere in the middle of your journey.
Middle of the journey is still the journey.
Still moving, still going. That is enough.
Okay, we want to take a moment to talk specifically to the English learner who is listening right now.
Because maybe you are learning English and you are struggling, and you are wondering, is this worth continuing?
And we want to say something clearly and kindly.
Yes, you.
Yes, the fact that you are listening to this right now in English, even if you do not understand every single word, is already something. It is already proof that you are trying.
And trying is the most important thing. Because without trying, nothing happens. With trying, anything is possible.
And English learning is a long road. We will not tell you it is fast, because it is not always fast. It takes time and practice and patience.
But it does work. It actually works. The people who kept going, who showed up even on hard days, who practiced even when they felt embarrassed, they got there.
Not all at once, gradually, but they got there.
And you can too. Not because you are special or magical or different from everyone who struggled, but because you are trying. And trying, with time, becomes something real.
One word at a time, one sentence at a time, one episode at a time.
This episode counts. The fact that you listened to this counts.
Every minute of English you engage with is adding something, even when you cannot feel it adding.
Especially when you cannot feel it adding, because that is when the invisible growth is happening.
Remember the plant. The roots are growing, even when the ground looks like dirt.
And one day you will see the green thing above the ground, and it will be from all of this, all these days, all these minutes.
Do not give up on that.
Please do not give up on that.
Okay, we are getting close to the end of today's episode, but before we wrap up, I want to talk about one last thing, one mindset shift that I think actually changes everything.
Yes, tell them.
It's this. Stop asking, can I do this? And start asking, how can I do this?
Oh, that is such a small change in words, but such a big change in meaning.
Because can I do this is a question with yes or no as answers. And when you are struggling and tired and close to giving up, the fear answers for you. And the fear says, no, you cannot.
But how can I do this is a different kind of question. It assumes you can. It just asks for the method.
Exactly. It moves you from doubt to problem solving. From I'm not sure I can to, okay, let me think about how.
And that one small shift in the question can open up completely different thinking.
Yes. Instead of, I cannot speak English fluently, can I? The answer fear gives, probably not. Instead of that, ask, how can I improve my English speaking? What is one way I can practice today?
And suddenly, you're looking for a way instead of looking for a reason to stop.
And ways exist. They always exist. Maybe not the perfect way, maybe not the easy way, but some way.
Some honest, imperfect, workable way.
And that way leads to another way. And that way leads to another. And before you know it, you've built a road.
You made the road by walking.
One step at a time.
And the road is yours, built by you, for you, in your time.
Nobody else's road. Yours.
I love that. Okay, I think we need to slow down a little bit here because this is a good place to rest.
It is a good place. Okay.
So, let's bring today together. What did we talk about?
We talked about that moment when you want to quit and how normal it is, and how sometimes you just need a rest, not an ending.
We talked about why it feels so hard. Comparison, not seeing results, fear of what people think.
We talked about the small things that keep you going, your why, celebrating small things, finding one person who believes in you, and lowering the bar on hard days.
We talked about what real change actually looks like. Not a movie, not a montage. Small decisions, repeated days, invisible growth, and failure that teaches.
We talked about what to do when you are about to give up. Breathe, write, look back, do one small thing, and remember you are not in a race.
And we talked about one mindset shift. Stop asking, can I? Start asking, how can I?
And most importantly, we talked to you, the person listening, the person trying.
And we want you to know something. Every single person who speaks English well right now was once exactly where you are, confused, struggling, wondering if it's worth it.
And they kept going, and now they are where they are.
And you can be where they are, with time, with small steps, with some patience for yourself.
Do not give up, not today.
Not today.
And if today was hard, that's okay. Come back tomorrow.
Come back with 5 minutes if that's all you have. 5 minutes is enough to keep the door open.
And we will be here, every episode in easy English about real things for real people who are really trying.
Yes, we are always here.
Okay, before we say goodbye, we want to ask you something.
Yes, we genuinely want to know. What is something you almost gave up but didn't? Or maybe something you are struggling with right now and thinking about giving up?
Share it with us in the comments. Seriously, we read them, we see them, and honestly, your story might be exactly what another listener needs to hear.
Because community is powerful, and knowing that someone else is fighting the same fight, that can make everything feel a little lighter.
So leave a comment, share your story, ask a question, just say hello if nothing else.
And if you loved today's episode, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast. It helps us so much. And share it with one person who needs to hear this today.
One share can change someone's day, maybe their week, maybe more.
And that's worth the 2 seconds it takes.
It really is.
Okay, final words for today.
Final words. You are not too late. You are not too slow. You are not too far behind. You are exacting where you need to be for this moment, and the next step is still possible.
The door is still open.
Take the step.
Even a small one.
Even just 5 minutes.
We believe in you, and we mean that.
This is James.
And this is Emma.
Thank you for spending this time with us today on Mr. English Podcast.
Keep going, friend. We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care of yourself.
Bye for now.